How could fingerprints be wrong? The FBI text on fingerprint identification claims fingerprinting has proved to be infallible. So how could 3 different examiners all make the same mistake that sent an innocent man to prison? From the way it's presented on television shows like CSI or in courtrooms, you would think forensic evidence like fingerprints, hair samples, bullet analysis is infallible. High-tech detectives nailing the culprit with scientific precision. But it turns out the aura of infallibility is a myth. Forensic evidence is subject to human error. Crime labs are unregulated. Standards are ad hoc or even non-existent. And fingerprint identification, the gold standard of forensic evidence, is more art than science.
I think the analogy with an art connoisseur is not all that wrong. Somebody who spent a lot of time studying art and thinks this is a Rembrandt and says it's a Rembrandt, and that's it. It's just their opinion that it's a Rembrandt. We can't verify it scientifically in any way.
Fingerprint identification has been used in courts for almost 100 years. Even critics say examiners probably get it right most of the time. The problem is juries are led to believe it's accurate 100% of the time. And surprisingly, the reliability of fingerprint identification has never been tested.
There hasn't been a validation study designed to measure the accuracy of fingerprint identification. You know, the problematic part is...
Simon Cole, a nationally recognized expert on fingerprint evidence, showed us how matching is done.
What a fingerprint examiner would do in making a comparison is find occurrences along the ridges on the unknown print and see if those are also present in the known print.
There is no generally accepted standard for how many points of similarity make a match, even though such conclusions are reached in courtrooms on a regular basis.
One law enforcement agency would have 8 points, one would have 10 points, one would have 12 points. So now we have a new system in which we don't need any number at all. It's up to the examiner to decide how much matching consistency they need between the known and the unknown print.
And there's evidence plenty of mistakes get made. The International Association for Identification tests fingerprint examiners who want to be certified. Nearly half of those who take the test fail it. And those are the ones who take the trouble to get certified.
But you don't need to be certified to testify in court. There are thousands of uncertified examiners testifying in this country.
Still, experts present their findings as indisputable. Take this affidavit about a fingerprint where an FBI agent states, "The FBI lab stands by their conclusion of a 100% positive identification. That fingerprint was on a bag containing detonators and explosives found near the Madrid train bombing attacks that killed nearly 200 people. FBI examiners determined the print on the bag belonged to an Oregon attorney, Brandon Mayfield."
The prints were also looked at by a fingerprint examiner retained by Mayfield himself. And that examiner also agreed that the print belonged to Mayfield.
But Spanish officials matched the print to an Algerian national living in Spain. Brandon Mayfield was released after spending 2 weeks in prison.
Well, I'll just say that it was humiliating. It was embarrassing.
The FBI regrets the hardships that this matter has placed upon Mr. Mayfield and his family.
The FBI declined to talk to CNN about the Mayfield mistake, about how 100% certainty could be 100% wrong. But an investigative panel found the culture at the Bureau compounded the original human error, noting, once the mindset occurred with the initial examiner, it became increasingly difficult for others in the agency to disagree. Such mistakes may be rare, but no one knows how many more Ricky Jacksons are out there. How often supposedly infallible forensic science helps convict innocent people while allowing the guilty to go free. Next on CNN.